Welcome to the Women of Color STEM Conference. At the Women of Color STEM Conference, we want you to know how amazing you are. STEM is a girl thing. There's so much in store for you at the Women of Color STEM Conference. Enjoy today's amazing seminars and events. There's so much in store for you today at the Women of Color STEM Conference. Download the Women of Color STEM Conference app today. All of today's activities can be found on the conference app.
Did you hear? The Women of Color STEM Conference is going green with a new Women of Color mobile app. Stay up to date on all the conference events. To get the app, follow these easy steps. 1. Go to the Apple Store or Google Play Store. 2. Type Career Communications Group into the search bar. 3. Select the CCG STEM icon and press Install. The download process will begin. 4. Open the app and select Women of Color app, then press Load. Bam! You are now plugged into the schedule and happenings of the Women of Color experience.
I'm ready. It's my time.
Roll out, roll out, roll out, sister, roll out, roll out, roll out, sister, roll out.
Every day the unstoppable, do the impossible. We the undeniable, royalty indefinable. My legacy lives on, it will outlast. The rain is just clearing my path, we roll on.
Every day, we keep watch for deadly storms. Help shield what matters most. Turn data into defense. And stop threats in space from ever menacing Earth. From outer space to cyberspace, to the remote battlefields of our warfighters. We create the trusted, innovative solutions that make the world a safer place.
Our company is one that's based on using technology and innovation to create new capabilities for our customers.
I mean, I think engineering is very creative in its core. You know, I'm not just studying something, I want to do something new and create something new.
As engineers, I think 30% of your job description is to worry, and then the balance of that hopefully is filled with curiosity.
The path hasn't been written, so we can have a crazy idea or something new that we want to try, and we just go in the lab and try it.
Getting people involved at a very fundamental level creates a very fertile soil from which these incredibly great ideas can be born.
We're far thinkers, right? We go and do something and we think, well, how can we do it better? It's a blast. It's some of the coolest stuff.
I think when you get good creative people together, I've yet to see a challenge that Boeing employees can't solve.
The aircraft industry is facing great environmental challenges, and every little thing we do helps.
I have two boys. They drive by the factory. They go, "Dad, is that your office?" And I go, "Yep, that whole building is my office."
I was a Navy pilot and then I was an astronaut. I mean, I used products that other people built. So here I was given the opportunity to put your fingerprint on the new spacecraft.
Here at Boeing, you make history, you build the future.
We're at the forefront of bringing this technology to a number of different applications that will make life on Earth better for everybody.
The wing is nothing more than a giant sail. So this wing being so long creates more lift. This airplane loves to fly.
We've taken the best minds and we've built something that I think will really help humanity.
Today, somewhere in the world, the person who's going to be the first person to set foot on Mars is out there, probably studying math or science.
I want to see the first launch. I'd be so excited to shake the astronaut's hand and tell him that I worked on SOS. I get kind of emotional about it.
Our products touch so many aspects of life, and to be able to have some kind of influence, however small.
People have to want to do this as part of who they are. There's an obligation to learn something every day. When you're making the world better and you get to work on those things that you dreamed about working on when you were growing up as a kid, there's just no better job in the world.
She tests the cars and stuff, and she says she has to be on the computer for most of the whole entire day.
I am the database coordinator for tire wheel systems at Milford Proving Grounds.
My mom is an engineer. She designs the interior of cars, I think.
I'm in the systems engineering team, in the electrical systems team.
I know she works with warranty downstairs on the, I think the parts, the auto parts of the cars.
I am an OWT warranty coordinator.
It's a lot of work.
When we go out, she's always saying, okay, this is that car, and she knows some of the things that's even under the hood.
I think it's really fun because I like what she does.
watching Women of Color TV.
Wonderful nuggets, practical nuggets of how it is that you make it happen and you make it work. Just really gripping things that you can take with you and incorporate.
I got a chance to really talk to a lot of the professionals and really get a chance to know what it's like to actually be in the industry, in really multiple industries. And I also got a mentor.
To really go over the difficulties that women face in STEM fields and just hear from professionals and hear from other students like myself about the difficulties and how to overcome and still be successful in these fields.
This conference helps them motivate them and realize like what their focus is on, what they want to do. And that helped me too, like being in class with all guys and coming here and meeting other women who are feeling the same way helped me like realize what I want to do.
And I was really happy to see other women, older, younger, who are looking forward to make the world a better place.
We're learning a lot that we can take into our lives. This is the place to be.
I'm here representing General Motors. It's an awesome experience. This is my 3rd year. So I'm really happy to be here. Excited that we're at Cobo Hall and the Detroit Marriott.
Good afternoon. This is Rod Carter, recruitment specialist for career communications. Right now I'm part of the Friday program. Of course, tomorrow, Saturday, we have our awesome career fair here at Cobo Hall. Actually, I met one of the students from the University of Toledo.
Hello.
It's Jacob Smithers, right?
I'm Jacob Smithers. I'm from the University of Toledo. I'm currently a senior biology pre-med student, and this conference has been so amazing. I'm getting so much out of it. Even being a male at this conference, even though it's a woman of color conference, I still get a lot of it and see the opportunity for a lot of other students to get something.
And you said you actually walked in on the reception last night, right?
Yes.
So what was your reaction to the reception?
I was phenomenal. Like the amount of stuff I got out of the reception, I was just like, wow, I need more students from my university to know about this and also get familiarized with this program.
Well, we'll be seeing these 18 students tomorrow briefly doing career fair. I know you have a homecoming, so work hard to play hard, but also as you be with me regarding job match today, so you got a good idea what job match is about. Hopefully, maybe we participate in BAM coming up in February, and I'm going to look at you maybe being the program coordinator. Can we work with that?
Yeah, we can look at that. We can work with that.
Fantastic.
Definitely.
Enjoy yourself.
Thanks.
Specific session, thinking like a CEO and being a leader. It was wonderful nuggets, practical nuggets of how it is that you make it happen and you make it work, right? Not a lot of theory, just really gripping things that you can take with you and incorporate.
Yeah, I'd say that, and being very authentic. It was very an authentic panel.
Yeah.
So a lot of people talk about being authentic and having authenticity, and I think you can really tell that, and you really saw it in the panelists today. Patty and Renee were just absolutely awesome and just very real, and sharing their experiences and giving a lot of different avenues and thoughts on where do we go from here, where would you go from here, and so it's very inspiring, very motivating, a lot of tangibles, and Patty Patty said nuggets, and those are like golden nuggets that you can take with you later. So it was a really inspiring and fantastic panel.
Wow, this whole conference, it was really an eye-opener for me. It was a great experience, having to travel all the way from Baltimore to Detroit to see the different scenery, to see how different cultures react, and especially being at the Women of Color Conference, seeing so much powerful women here. It was really just a mind-blowing experience. And the thing I really liked was the career fair, how everybody weren't acting like they was such corporate offices. They just act like they was real people, and it was a real great home feeling, and I loved it.
Okay. I agree. I believe that if you're in college, and even people on the high school level, you need to get yourself out there, start communicating with these people, higher power. First of all, it helps you when you get up here so you don't be nervous. Like, we're all regular people. So get out there and talk to people. You get some great opportunities, get some scholarships, you can get some internships. You can set yourself up for success in the future. It really helps, and I really appreciate this experience.
Okay, again, 2 students from the Morgan State University or graduate of Baltimore Polytechnic Institute. Thank you so much.
No problem. Poly pride deep inside.
All of today's activities can be found on the conference app. Download the Women of Color STEM Conference app today. Enjoy today's amazing seminars and events. There's so much in store for you today at the Women of Color STEM Conference. Download the Women of Color STEM Conference app today. All of today's activities can be found on the conference app.
Well, we are here at Women of Color 2017, and I'm here with
Andrea Henrich.
Wonderful. Now I see that you were just taking part in a luncheon, correct?
Yes.
And you were an award winner, so I hear?
I was. I'm very proud of that.
Mind telling me a little bit about that?
No problem. Yes, so I've been awarded for All-Star in Technology. That's for accomplishments in the technology area. I work for Infosys Limited, so we basically are a consulting and service provider for any area of IT, basically for digital solutions like digital, the cloud, everything, microservices, APIs, everything that is related to providing solutions that add value to the clients. So I've been awarded for that, and I'm so proud. Yeah, it's my second year at Infosys, and receiving such an award, like a great recognition, I'm so thankful.
So is it your first year at Women of Color?
Absolutely, it's my first year, and I'm like so thrilled.
What do you think of the conference so far? Has it been what you've been expecting?
It is. Actually, it's a great place to, we're working, right? It's a great place to meet other women that are so passionate as I am about a business and about getting other women. I think the main thing is empowering other women to really be in STEM areas. Empowering women in these areas, I think it's so important. As people were saying, the speakers were saying, there was like a 5% of women in these areas. Now we're going to 10, 15, still is too low. So we need more women. We bring some creative thinking, some thinking out of the box. So we need more women here.
So I know a lot of what's bringing women into more STEM-related fields has definitely been mentoring that's been going on within companies. Do you take part in any of that?
Yes. So the New York Academy Center, Science, and we definitely do that at Infosys. We're so proud of doing that. It's mentoring young girls like you, young women, and definitely telling them how empowering this is and how comforting this is, because STEM areas are really a challenge, like every discipline, but in this area we're surrounded by men, and there are still some ideas about having women in this area. So definitely we need to overcome those prejudices and demonstrate that we can really do it.
You're watching Women of Color TV.
My name is Monica Watkins, and I am an engineer.
Welcome to the amazing profiles of women in STEM.
My discipline is mechanical engineering. I also have an MBA in finance, and I studied engineering at the University of Maryland, College Park, and my MBA from Loyola. Well, it's interesting. I was torn between mechanical and electrical. So as a child, I liked to take things apart and see if I could put them back together. I think I got my greatest shock when I wanted to find out how electricity works. So I took my barrette and put it in a socket and burned my sheets. So thankfully everything worked out okay, but that didn't deter me from still pursuing that questioning, that yearning to understand. I still want to understand how things work, and that's what I do daily. Why they break, what we can do to fix them long term. Are there other things that we can augment to help the system work better, perform better, or do we have to consider a new aspect, technology to replace the system? When you think about life, things are just not strictly one component oftentimes. We have to figure out various solutions, and you might need to bring your mechanical, your electrical, your plumbing together so that everyone comes to a good solution for the problem. The first assignment I had at BG&E was with the gas engineering and construction team. And so the engineers, had the specifications, we knew the book knowledge, but you relied on your construction folks to actually implement the work. And if you didn't have that team aspect, you wouldn't be very productive. And that was a company that, was based upon earnings. So you needed to make sure that you were efficient. I think that teams help everyone to consider different solutions, and therefore you're using the best knowledge base that you have. And teams help you and push you to do better than maybe you can on your own. Are there geniuses out there? Yes. But you accomplish more together than you do just trying to figure out things by yourself. The inspiration started probably from family, who were always so they didn't question what I was doing. They didn't try to steer me to some other career. They said, she's smart, this is what she wants, she's going to get. What I saw once I got into the actual profession was that you didn't have a lot of support with other females in the career. I had a lot of mentors that I had people come to ask if they could mentor me, which was, huge, because that meant they saw something in me that they wanted to invest their time. There were others I remember who really struggled, not because they didn't have the intelligence to do it or the stick-to-itiveness. It was the support. So the people who inspired me were all along the path. They were all ethnicities, all genders, all levels of the career. I've seen colleagues leave engineering because they didn't feel empowered, because they didn't feel connected. They weren't sure if they were going to make it in the field because there wasn't that connection. Others have gone through challenges, but they are okay on the other side of those challenges. It's very important to build the foundation so that, and I think you mentioned this earlier, so that others can understand that this is not just a one-time infusion of support, but it's continuous support.
Ms. Gina C. Lovett, Career Achievement in Industry Award, Vice President, Manufacturing, Safety and Quality, Boeing Defense, Space and Security, The Boeing Company. Gina Lovett makes sure the people of Boeing are always safe with world-class production, differentiating products, and that we move through the 21st century as a competitor of choice, she says. Lovett is VP of Operations for Boeing Defense, Space and Security, St. Louis, overseeing manufacturing, quality, and safety for this $21 billion business unit of the Boeing Company. She sets the strategic direction for operations and leads 7,000 plus employees who manufacture Boeing defense and space products. She streamlines and standardizes how Boeing Defense, Space and Security builds products and how operations coordinates with divisions like engineering, supplier management, and environment, health, and safety. Lovett has a particular responsibility for safety, with nearly all production work for the business coming under her jurisdiction. She has 20-plus years of leadership experience in manufacturing and operations. Prior to Boeing, Lovett was the Chief Diversity Officer for Alcoa, where she oversaw the emergence of a work environment that encouraged diversity company-wide. Under her leadership, Alcoa won the 2013 Catalyst Award and the Human Rights Campaign's 2014 Corporate Equality Award.
Congratulations to all of this year's awardees and to our Technologist of the Year. To find out more information about how you can nominate your Women in Technology heroes, visit www.ccgheroes.com.
Ms. Jihan B. Orabi, Community Service and Government Award, Director, Weapons and Software Engineering Center, U.S. Army, RDEC. Rising to the position of Sciences Division Chief within the Quality Engineering and System Assurance, QE and SA Directorate, Jihan Orabi doesn't rest on this accomplishment alone, but aims to educate younger generations about the appeal of STEM careers and to promote diversity. She serves on the Armament Research and Development Engineering Center, RDEC, and QE and SA Diversity Advisory Councils, where she coordinates World Day for Cultural Diversity events and executive mentoring panels. She prioritizes the development of leaders through mentoring across cultural and gender minority boundaries. She is currently the president of the Picatinny Arsenal Women in Defense chapter, where she advocates for academic achievement scholarships for future scientists and engineers. She has initiated multiple local outreach programs, including Introduce a Girl to Engineering and Introduce a Teen to Engineering, to encourage underrepresented communities to pursue STEM careers. She also has supported existing community programs, including Future Scientists. In an article that discussed encouraging girls to pursue engineering, Orabi, who co-organized the event, clarified her purpose. It is important to develop a passion for science and math in the next generation of women. I believe every conversation, demonstration, interaction these young girls have about STEM is vital in their decision-making for their futures.
Congratulations to all of this year's awardees and to our Technologist of the Year. To find out more information about how you can nominate your Women in Technology heroes, visit www.ccgheroes.com. Welcome to the amazing profiles of women in STEM.
Judy Smith, Prior Bea, and Women of Color Award winner. My background, I have a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. I have a master's degree in computer science. I have a MBA in general business. And I went back to school for a fourth degree, but I didn't finish because my career got in the way, but I was getting a master's degree in telecommunications management. And so with those various disciplines, with the engineering, computer science, and business, it was a perfect combination to move into a management position. I am an engineer by trade, and when I started my career, I was definitely a technical zealot. I thought that I would never go into management, and I would say, that management stuff, forget it. And then, all of a sudden, it piqued my interest because I noticed people climbing the ladder had a level of management skills. And so I said, well, I want to move up, I want to succeed. And although there you can succeed in the technical track, the people making the decisions about the direction of the business were the people in the management team. And so I wanted to be a part of that, and I worked with my management and told them my aspirations, and I got into management. And then after I did that, I worked for a company that part of moving up was building a business, and so I learned how to build a business from nothing. And finally, I moved into the business development track. I have worked on many exciting projects, and two of them that I can really are significant for me is one, I worked on the first weather satellite display program. So at night when you see the weather map and the weather moving across the map, myself and the team that I work with were the people who developed the very first one. And the second thing I'm very proud of, when we had the 9/11 attack, one of my customers came to us and asked us to lead the redesign of the communication switch that was in the Pentagon. And we pulled together people from major corporations, all of the major telecommunications corporations. Everybody worked together to come up with that design, and I felt very proud about that. You really need to see, and it's helpful for people to see role models and have role models. You look around you and you emulate the things that are around you. And so if you don't necessarily have it in the home, or you don't necessarily have it in school, social media and television and radio are means of communication, and people watch that and emulate it. And so it's very important to see people like yourself doing things that you want to do or aspire to do. I have established some of my longest endearing relationships out of women in color. The support system, the network, the joy, and the fun, because we did have our share of fun at the conferences. But again, it was another way where we could reach out and touch and share in a forum that was very safe and comfortable.
I'm ready. It's my time.
Roll out, roll out, roll out, system, roll out, roll out, roll out, roll out, system, roll out.
Every day the unstoppable, do the impossible, we the undeniable, royalty indefinable. My legacy lives on, it will outlast. The rain is just clearing my path, we roll on.
Every day, we keep watch for deadly storms. Help shield what matters most. Turn data into defense. And stop threats in space from ever menacing Earth. From outer space to cyberspace to the remote battlefields of our warfighters. We create the trusted, innovative solutions that make the world a safer place.
Our company is one that's based on using technology and innovation to create new capabilities for our customers.
I mean, I think engineering is very creative in its core. You know, I'm not just studying something, I want to do something new and create something new.
As engineers, I think 30% of your job description is to worry. And then the balance of that hopefully is filled with curiosity.
The path hasn't been written, so we can have a crazy idea or, you know, something new that we want to try, and, you know, we just go in the lab and try it.
Getting people involved at a very fundamental level creates a very fertile soil from which these incredibly great ideas can be born.
We're far thinkers, right? We go and do something and we think, well, how can we do it better? It's a blast. It's some of the coolest stuff.
I think when you get good creative people together, I've yet to see a challenge that Boeing employees can't solve.
The aircraft industry is facing great environmental challenges, and every little thing we do helps.
I have two boys. They drive by the factory. They go, "Dad, is that your office?" And I go, "Yep, that whole building is my office."
I was a Navy pilot and then I was an astronaut. I mean, I used products that other people built. So here I was given the opportunity to put your fingerprint on the new spacecraft.
Here at Boeing, you make history, you build the future.
We're at the forefront of bringing this technology to a number of different applications that will make life on Earth better for everybody.
The wing is nothing more than a giant sail. So this wing being so long creates more lift. This airplane loves to fly.
We've taken the best minds and we've built something that I think will really help humanity.
Today, somewhere in the world, the person who's going to be the first person to set foot on Mars is out there, probably studying math or science.
I want to see the first launch. I'd be so excited to shake the astronaut's hand and tell him that I worked on SLS. I get kind of emotional about it.
Our products touch so many aspects of life, and to be able to have some kind of influence, however small.
People have to want to do this as part of who they are. There's an obligation to learn something every day. When you're making the world better and you get to work on those things that you dreamed about working on when you were growing up as a kid, there's just no better job in the world.
Job, she tests the cars and stuff, and she says she has to be on the computer for most of the whole entire day.
I am the database coordinator for tire wheel systems at Milford Proving Grounds.
My mom is an engineer. She designs the interior of cars, I think.
I'm in the systems engineering team, in the electrical systems team.
I know she works with warranty downstairs on the, I think the parts, the auto parts of the cars.
I am an OWT warranty coordinator.
It's a lot of work.
When we go out, she's always saying, okay, this is that car, and she knows some of the things that's even under the hood.
I think it's really fun because I like what she does.
You're watching Women of Color TV.
I'm Marisol Rodriguez Mergenthal. I'm the director for the Drexel University Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation, or Drexel LSA. I've been a professional member of Drexel University for 10 years, and I've had the privilege over that time to oversee the LSANT program. The students that I've worked with have reaped a variety of benefits from participating, from building robust networks of professional contacts to getting interviews. I know of at least one student who made all of her initial contacts at the CCG Women of Color Conference, and she actually received multiple job offers as a result. I know as I went through my academic career and then subsequently my professional career, there have been mentors, there have been individuals who've taken an interest in me. And that has meant so much, that support and that encouragement. And I'm right now, I see myself as having, the privilege of giving that back and of, mentoring students, telling them, about triumphs and challenges and how they can overcome them, and watching them do that. I think the Job Match program can benefit other schools and organizations in a number of ways. The program is a first-class opportunity for students to learn how to capitalize on their strengths, to generate an awareness of the areas that they will want to continue to develop, and to use their unique combination of abilities and skills to help them navigate successfully along the entire spectrum from pre-professional to professional environments. And that applies whether the participants find themselves in a networking situation or whether they're managing the intricacies of day-to-day professional relationships. These are amazing opportunities to come into contact with other students, with professionals, and, very, very honestly, with the very finest of individuals who are participating in industry, in government, in academia, and certainly within the STEM disciplines. So I think the networking opportunity that's there is incredibly unique and world-class. The individuals who attend these conferences, whether they're attending for the first time or year to year, are truly there to support you and to help you improve and learn and grow. And that's really the mindset of the speakers, the presenters, the recruiters that are there. They know what an incredible learning and growth experience this is. So I think it's incredibly important. In terms of job match, like I said before, the facilitators for job match, and we had two in particular, and I believe we were part of a pilot group of students who went through it. They're world class. They are working with presidents and CEOs, and to think that students have access to that, and they have, they are learning from the very best, and they have also the opportunity to network with these individuals at dinners and at different celebrations throughout these events, is an incredible opportunity. And every once in a while, whether you're a student or even like myself, a professional, we need opportunities to to re-energize and to recalibrate and understand why we're participating in the communities that we participate in. And I think that these kinds of opportunities, we all have to take advantage of them, again, so that we can understand why we're striving for the things that we're striving for, and how far we can go. So I would recommend this to any student, the mentorship opportunities, the relationship opportunities, and the opportunities to simply give back to a peer or to, to someone else are amazing and inspiring.
All of today's activities can be found on the conference app. Download the Women of Color STEM Conference app today. Enjoy today's amazing seminars and events. There's so much in store for you today at the Women of Color STEM Conference. Download the Women of Color STEM Conference app today. All of today's activities can be found on the conference app. You're watching Women of Color TV.
My name is Tremaine Medley. I am currently a graduating senior at Drexel University in Philadelphia, studying mechanical engineering. So Job Match was the opportunity, and the entire Job Match program was brought to myself and a lot of my other students at Drexel University. We got a visit by Mr. Rod Carter and some other associates and employees at Drexel University, specifically Miss Marisol Rodriguez. She works really closely with a lot of the STEM students at Drexel, and they really told us that there was a really great opportunity where we could go out to the Women of Color conference and we could really learn more about the ins and outs of the job search, and we could really become more prepared to get a job. So that included everything from your resume, what should be on your resume, what to look out for in your resume, the keywords to look out for, to different scenarios that you may encounter at a career fair or in an actual interview. And we were able to even go down to the nitty-gritty of what do I say in response to this email? How should I word this in order for me to sound professional? How do I discuss, like the negotiation tactics with my prospective employer? So it was really an opportunity for us to be the most well prepared to go out into the job search. And I definitely believe that we really did get that from the scenarios that we acted out. We were able to be prepared to go out into the career fair, which was actually the same day as one of our job match workshops. And I definitely used a lot of the different tactics that we learned in the job match program when I was speaking to the recruiters for my job at Booz Allen, that I was able to secure, and even with the other career specialists. I secured my interview at the Women of Color conference. That was where I secured the interview, and they scheduled it for a later date. And then and it was all history from there. I did pretty well in the interview, and then I heard back from them a few days after with my offer. For those who are going to their first conference, and BEA is going to be, your first time interacting at a large scale career fair and conference, I would definitely say take advantage of every single thing that is offered there. When you get to your first conference, you realize first that there is a lot of things going on. There's a lot of workshops. They have like the general sessions. They have smaller workshops. They have resume workshops, and they have career fairs. They have interview help, different workshops. So the first thing I would say is that definitely take advantage of every single thing that's available to you, because everyone there is looking to help you. They're looking to help you succeed, and they're looking to help propel you to the next level, and they want to make sure that you can be successful. So I would definitely just say, especially in the career fair, I like to think of the career fair as like your final exam. So you go to all the workshops, you get all the help that you can, and then your final exam is, okay, I need to go and present myself in the best way possible to these recruiters and show them that I'm exactly what they're looking for. And that's pretty much your final exam. And it's your job to, before you leave, you need to set, a goal for yourself. So for me personally, I would say, okay, I want to leave here with at least 2 interviews. That's what my last one was for my final career fair. And I kept on walking around. It gets exhausting, but I made sure I kept walking around, and I would look at the companies that I was looking at, I was researching beforehand. I would make sure that I went to those respective booths, and I would do, whatever I could, all that I can, to make sure I leave there with an interview or someone who I could speak to potentially get an interview for there. The Job Match program is an extremely beneficial program that is built, from the beginning to help you succeed in securing the best job and your essentially dream job after graduation. And the Job Match program, it helps you from preparing for your interviews. It helps you with building your resume. It helps you with learning how to talk with people at the career fairs, which I know can be extremely confusing and overwhelming if you're not really prepared before you go in. So I definitely would say that the Job Match program is 100% there to help you succeed, and just to make sure that by the time that you leave, your career fair, or by the time that you graduate, you will not have wasted your time, and that you'll have a nice, great job that you're really proud of and that you'll be excited to go to.
Amy, advancing diversity through partnerships. Amy assures that the STEM talent pipeline has exceptional talent for industrial and governmental businesses who seek diverse perspectives in their workforce. By partnering across all areas, university, industry, and government, Amy's coalition provides a holistic opportunity to influence and access talent, educators, and businesses in promoting minority student pursuit of engineering and achieving greater diversity in engineering. In 1995, U.S. Black Engineer and Information Technology set out to measure the value of a diploma from historically Black colleges and universities. The magazine surveyed recruiters from 500 Fortune 1000 corporations, asking questions about hiring practices surrounding HBCUs. While nearly 80% said graduates from HBCUs are just as prepared and just as qualified as their counterparts from mainstream institutions, a significant percentage of those executives had neither hired an HBCU graduate within the past year, nor actively recruited on HBCU campuses. That survey was an eye-opener for a lot of people, recalls Dr. Eugene M. Deloach, Dean of Engineering at Morgan State University and Chairman of the Council of Engineering Deans of the Historically Black Colleges and Universities. Dr. Deloach is one of the original members of Advancing Minorities' Interests in Engineering, a nonprofit organization made up of the Council of Deans and executives from Fortune 250 companies. The idea to form Amy came from a meeting between council members and corporate executives. Established in 1992, Amy's mission is to increase the number of minorities entering engineering through strategic partnerships between HBCUs and corporate America. Looking back, Dr. Deloach says one of the organization's greatest accomplishments has been to alter, in a fundamental way, how Black campuses are perceived. We used to talk about the divide by 6. Dr. Deloach recalls, there were 6 engineering schools at Black institutions, and corporate America tended to see them as all the same. What Amy has done has been to greatly increase the profile of our institutions within the engineering establishment. Dr. Deloach continues, each of us has a different strength. Each of us brings something unique to the table. When the Council of Deans first began meeting, it represented institutions situated in an urban environment and institutions serving rural communities. 6 institutions came to the table with a distinguished legacy along with several schools featuring newly recognized engineering programs. Those diverse schools were united by similar issues. Each offered fully accredited programs, meeting standards identical to those of their counterparts at traditionally white institutions. Yet they seem doomed as second-tier scams in the minds of mainstream America. Amy is committed to encouraging minority students to pursue engineering degrees, facilitating the recruitment of minority students for co-op, intern, and full-time opportunities, providing a forum for member organizations to develop a diverse engineering workforce, facilitating the forging of engineering research and technology transfer partnership between the Amy HBCUs and Amy members. Over the past 5 years, companies that provide opportunities to people of all colors had average returns of 200.8% compared to 172.2% for companies that don't. Mr. Harderman reported. We're in a war for talent, noted Tina Ross, a recruitment supervisor with Eli Lilly, adding that her company's relationship with 4 HBCU schools was a model that is benefiting us at all levels. At the same time, Amy members say that the partnership between schools and companies isn't good enough. For partnerships to be truly beneficial to both sides, they say the schools and company must interact throughout the year and on several different levels. Join us in addressing this national challenge. Amy, advancing diversity through partnerships.
You're watching Women of Color TV.
WomenOfColor.online. Here you can find the latest tech news, seminars, and profiles of amazing women. The Women of Color STEM Conference might only happen once a year, but female excellence is year-round. You can join us in building our online community by visiting and bookmarking WomenOfColor.online. Welcome to WomenOfColor.online.
Thank you. I am truly honored to accept the Technologist of the Year award presented by Career Communications Group. After more than 35 years in the industry, this is the highest industry honor I have ever been given. My heart is full of gratitude to you. Thanks be to God for this very moment. Thoughts of my journey can be described by the following words: obedient, hardworking, faithful, and forever learning. As I reflect on obedience, that is my obedience to God, my parents, and those whose best interest held me in their best interest, I'm reminded of a time when in probably 8th grade at Burroughs Middle School here on the east side of Detroit, my math teacher, Mr. Oliver, recognized he had several students who were very good in math. He gave us advanced math assignments and even entered us into statewide competitions. He also highly regarded and recommended that I apply to a college prep school here in Detroit, Michigan, Cass Technical High School. He planted the seed that engineering would be a good career for me. I had no idea what he was talking about, but I was obedient. I followed his recommendation, coupled with my mother's encouragement, and applied to Cass Tech High School, even if it meant a 2-hour daily commute on the city bus system. As I reflect on my career, that was a defining moment for me. Cass Technical High School electronics curriculum, Kettering University, as well as Rensselaer University's degrees were amazing experiences. They were characterized by heavy workloads, very few women and even fewer women of color, distant professors and teachers, many doubters, a very small network, and a mom that reminded me to always pray and that no one owed me anything. Everything would need to be done with hard work. But the lure of a good-paying job after graduation, technology development, integrated into the automotive industry, and making my family proud of me kept me focused. My contribution of technology development applied to millions of vehicles on the road today brings a huge smile to my face. My General Motors experience mostly spent developing algorithms and software to control engine and transmissions and battery systems was just incredible. It wasn't easy. Most of the programs had aggressive timing and required inventions. They were very new programs that pretty much made a difference in that company's bottom line. But with high risk come high rewards. The reward of creating and leading advanced technology teams, collaborating with the giants of the technology, it really, really was delivering product and contributing to the growth of my team. Most of the time, your contributions will not be recognized. Sometimes they will, but sometimes they won't. But there will be times when you, as the most critical person that know your skills, will have to know what is right for you. At the end of the day, you are your worst critic, as well as the best one to evaluate your effort and contribution. If your contributions aren't fairly being recognized, then you are in the best position to decide to stay or to seek an organization that appreciates your contributions. You have options. My greatest decision that required the largest amount of faith and courage came about 7 years ago. I left home. Accompanied by my husband and my high school son, GM was home. Metro Detroit was home. I was home surrounded by my sister and my mom and my extended family and friends in my church. I left for the opportunity to live in Silicon Valley. I went to San Francisco Bay Area, and I worked for a startup battery company. The company's leadership was Chinese, and they were targeting the China market. My prayerful decision allowed me to be in the midst of those who were going to push the automotive industry and electric vehicles to a place it had never been, the China market, and those influenced by Tesla Motor Company. I found both of those in Silicon Valley. After making that move, the next move was a lot easier. AVL List, a global engineering company in Graz, Austria, and now LG Chem, a global automotive battery supplier, providing battery systems for hybrids, plug-ins, electric vehicles, autonomous driving vehicles. Throughout my career, I accepted most assignments given to me. Different products, cars, trucks, automobiles, buses, new technology areas, engines, transmissions, batteries, new countries, new languages, cultures, China, Austria, and now the Korean culture. I continue to accept those challenges. The hard part was gaining the confidence of new people and trying not to be mistaken for the secretarial or administrative support. My journey has been full of amazing events. Some may call it luck. I call it, by God's grace, a heart of obedience, hard work, faith, and the love of my husband, my sons, my mother, my sister, all my family, and continuously seeking the opportunity to learn and to contribute. All of us have our own personal and professional journey. I wish you all the best. And again, thank you so very much for this award.
Detroit, it's coming. It's the Career Job Fair of the Year. Whether you're a professional, student, or prospective employer, you'll want to attend the 2018 Women of Color STEM Conference Free Career Job Fair on October 13th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. at the Cobo Center. STEM professionals and students, come explore career and internship opportunities with high-level recruiters from companies such as GM, The Boeing Company, Consumers Energy, General Dynamics, DTE, and many more.
What are your power questions to find the right job in the right field? Using power questions to find the right job in the right field. Sometimes the power not in the answers that you receive, but the questions that you ask, because questions lead to different conclusions. Questions lead to different information. So here are your power questions. What would be my ideal work situation? Go ahead and pause right now and write it down, and why. 2, what would you like your salary to be now and in the next 5 years? Go ahead and write that down. What am I willing to do to move toward this goal? So what that means is we want a whole lot of stuff, folks, but are you willing to do what it takes to get there? What are you willing to do? Go ahead and write that down. And lastly, what am I willing to stop doing to move toward that goal? Again, we want a lot of things, but there are some sacrifices. There is a price for success. It's a wonderful price that we pay, but we have to stop and start doing some things differently if we want to find the right job in the right career. Some other questions that you may want to ask yourself, and these are deeper questions that are going to give you that bigger satisfaction, some clarity around what you want. How do you define success? People define it in many different ways. How do you define success? That's your personal definition. Go ahead and think about that. You can even think about it next time you're having tea and sitting down. Think about it. Can you define success as it relates to the company that you're targeting? So if there are some ideas that you have about where you want to work, companies that you want to work for, how do you think they define success? What does success look like within that organization? What are the unique job-related values that are important to you and a hiring company? So what are some of those unique values that you share? And lastly, what skills do you have that support these values? By understanding the skills that you have, you also can get clear on the skills that you don't have. These are your power questions. The answer to these questions are going to give you the foundation for a map as you move forward to the perfect job in the right position.
Welcome to the Women of Color STEM Conference. At the Women of Color STEM Conference, we want you to know how amazing you are. STEM is a girl thing. There's so much in store for you at the Women of Color STEM Conference. Enjoy today's amazing seminars and events. There's so much in store for you today at the Women of Color STEM Conference. Download the Women of Color STEM Conference app today. All of today's activities can be found on the conference app.
Did you hear? The Women of Color STEM Conference is going green with a new Women of Color mobile app. Stay up to date on all the conference events. To get the app, follow these easy steps. 1. Go to the Apple Store or Google Play Store. 2. Type Career Communications Group into the search bar. 3. Select the CCG STEM icon and press Install. The download process will begin. 4. Open the app and select Women of Color app, then press Load. Bam! You are now plugged into the schedule and happenings of the Women of Color experience. Dr. Hadia Nicole Green, Professional Achievement in Industry Award. Founder, Aura Lee Smith Cancer Research Foundation Assistant Professor of Surgery, Morehouse School of Medicine. As the founder and CEO of the nonprofit Aura Lee Smith Cancer Research Foundation, Dr. Hadia Nicole Green is also on the faculty at Morehouse School of Medicine in the Department of Surgery. She has more than 10 years of interdisciplinary research experience in optics and nanotechnology, and subsequently in the applications of nanoBiophotonics and biomedical research. She specializes in targeted cancer therapies using lasers and nanoparticles, and her expertise lies at the intersection of nanotechnology, immunotherapy, and precision medicine. She is recognized for several patent-pending cancer treatments that have had no observable side effects in laboratory mice, which is a preliminary study to testing on humans. Based on her groundbreaking research, the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs has awarded her a $1.1 million grant to research her 4-in-1 system for early detection, imaging, targeting, and selective treatment of head and neck cancers. It supports the development of a platform cancer therapy using laser-activated nanoparticles to eliminate tumors after one treatment. Her goal is to translate these treatments from the lab to humans to demonstrate efficacy in many cancers. In all, this $200 million plus endeavor could lead to saving some of the 8.8 million people who die annually from cancer worldwide.
Congratulations to all of this year's awardees and to our Technologist of the Year. To find out more information about how you can nominate your Women in Technology heroes, visit www.ccgheroes.com.
Mrs. Jackie Mason, Special Recognition Honoree, Principal Member of Tech Staff, AT&T Technology Development Automation Platforms, Development, AT&T. Jackie Mason is now a principal member of technical staff who serves as a team lead managing many of AT&T's most critical and highly visible projects. Most recently, she led her team to deliver a new operating support system architecture for designing, managing, and maintaining an optical white box, OWB network. OWB uses technology to create 100 gigabit wavelength trunking between metropolitan areas and is designed to operate in a 21-state environment. Mason's leadership was instrumental in delivering a software-defined, networking-enabled, ultra-long-haul program. This critical program supports AT&T's 2020 goal to virtualize and control over 75% of the target long-distance network. It also supports the network planning, network inventory, and equipment ordering functions in this exponentially complex solution with extreme dependencies on third-party provided systems and other services. Her strategic and forward thinking ensures that projects under her direction are on schedule, to specification, and within budget. She led her team to receive AT&T's prestigious 2017 Technology Development President's Award, among other.
Congratulations to all of this year's awardees and to our Technologist of the Year. To find out more information about how you can nominate your Women in Technology heroes, visit www.ccgheroes.com. You're watching Women of Color TV.
Alicia Bowler-Davis, Executive Vice President, Manufacturing, General Motors. When I was in middle school, I had a teacher say, maybe you should be an engineer. You're really good in math and science. And that sounded really good to me, so I said, yes, I'll be an engineer. But in my junior year, the summer before my senior year, I had an opportunity to attend a STEM program at Kettering University. And we were able to take classes, but we were also able to visit different companies to see what engineers do. And that really cemented my love for engineering. So when it was time for me to apply for college, it was very easy for me to check that box for engineering because I knew that was what I was meant to do. I think chemical engineering gave me a strong foundation of engineering and learning how to solve problems using math and science. And so it was very transferable and very easy for me to do many different things in my career. And now in manufacturing, it's very process oriented, requires a lot of discipline, and I learned a lot of that from my chemical engineering degree. So it wasn't something that I sought out to do, but General Motors is a great company. And what General Motors does, they believe in developing people. And they look at the person, their skills and capabilities, and they look at the opportunities. And the company does a great job of matching that. And they don't necessarily look at where your expertise may be, but do you have the potential? Have you demonstrated capability? What are the core skills that you bring? And then that's how I was able to move from engineering to manufacturing and planning and quality, connectivity, manufacturing, a customer experience. And it's all about leading people. We're in the people business, right? And it's about leading people. And how do you create the environment where people can do the best job that's possible? And so that's what I believe I was able to demonstrate. But it starts with having a really good strategy. And what are we trying to do? And in manufacturing, our goal is to become a competitive advantage for GM. And we do that by working safely, building high quality vehicles, doing it efficiently, and then being as flexible as we possibly can. So having a global organization, it's all about leveraging our scale. Learning from each other as quickly as we can, taking those best practices, implementing them quickly, and then continuing to drive improvement. So I love having a global role, and it's just what we do. I would say from being a female, I'd say the first thing you have to do is you have to believe in yourself. You have to have the confidence that you can do the job just as good as anyone else. The second thing I think we have to do is we have to be willing to take risks and step out of your comfort zone. Be willing to try something new. Be willing to challenge yourself beyond what you're used to doing. And I think that's when the opportunities come up. And I also think that's when we surprise ourselves and say, wow, I really can do more than I even imagined.
Ms. Jennifer Onyi Oradigu, Special Recognition Honoree, Process Engineer Owens, Corning. Jennifer Oradigu, a process engineer and area team leader at Owens Corning in Star, South Carolina, leads the forming area, which is crucial to facility success and anchored by the contributions of 75+ technicians. She is responsible for the reliability of the forming process as well as process stability, which affords the operations team the ability to run at high levels of net efficiency. Through Oradigu's technical leadership, Star is aiming to eliminate process downtime in the forming area. Her major focus has been on main idler downtime across 16 systems of critical equipment. She is on the leading edge for deployment of Total Productive Maintenance, TPM, which is geared at finding and eradicating all waste in the facility. She She has been using specific focus improvement tools to collect and analyze data to better predict main idler failure. She has worked with operations and maintenance to lengthen the part life and become more predictive and plan downtime to change the part. Oradibu has accomplished all this and risen to high levels of leadership in the STAR technical group after having been at the plant for less than 1 year. She is a graduate of the esteemed Owens Corning Manufacturing Leadership Program.
Congratulations to all of this year's awardees and to our Technologist of the Year. To find out more information about how you can nominate your Women in Technology heroes, visit www.ccgheroes.com.
Ms. Jenny Shen, Special Recognition Honoree. Vice President, Fannie Mae. Jenny Shen has held officer positions in various areas in the company: capital markets credit risk, single-family risk, and customer delivery. As Vice President, Customer Delivery Team, Jenny leads a team that provides end-to-end customer service to many of Fannie Mae's top customers, some of the largest lenders and financial services companies in the mortgage industry. Jenny's success leading a customer delivery team demonstrates her ability to leverage a unique skill set. Her work in this role over this past year and a half has had a dramatic impact on the quality of service Fannie Mae provides and has inspired her colleagues to embrace new ways of thinking to reach even greater achievements. Jenny's customers report saving millions of dollars in expenses and loss reserves while expanding their business footprint. Her customer accounts have also reported significant increases in overall satisfaction and service, which is a highly valued indicator of long-term success with customers. She is an influential leader in the company's Asian American community, besides mentoring younger colleagues. She is the executive sponsor for the Asian Employee Resource Group, ERG, DC Metropolitan Region. This ERG promotes the professional development of its 450 members, organizes community outreach, and is a vital talent resource for the business.
Congratulations to all of this year's awardees and to our Technologist of the Year. To find out more information about how you can nominate your Women in Technology heroes, visit www.ccgheroes.com.
So my name is Garnisha Hibbard. I currently work at Northrop Grumman as an operations program manager, and I attended Florida A&M University, and I studied electronics engineering technology.
Welcome to the amazing profiles of women in STEM.
So STEM has been a part of my life forever. My mom kind of convinced me to try engineering. My mom just pushed me, so I think she was my inspiration in the beginning, just to try something new, to get out of my comfort zone. My mom enrolled me in a summer camp before high school. In high school, I was enrolled in the engineering magnet program, and I was the only African-American in the only African-American in the program. So that was just my fight to be like, okay, we can do this. I don't see too many people like me here. That they had robotics, so that was what really drew me to engineering. I did robotics, and I was just like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So I like the fact that you can get little components and build something up. I love the circuitry of robotics, building circuits using breadboards, capacitors, resistors, transistors. You also have like the software side of robots. I've learned how to get the robot to do what I need it to do. The fact that you can see something from beginning to end, that's what I enjoyed. And to say that you created something that did something that helped someone else. So that was my favorite thing about robotics. You can program it, you did the mechanical, the hardware part of things. So it was just nice to see something come from nothing. I took a chance and I loved it. I wouldn't trade for nothing in the world. I think it's very important for young women to attend conferences such as Women of Color, because you get to see people that have walked the path you're trying to walk now. And I feel like it's motivating, and it also helps you see where you can be. Because honestly, sometimes you have, setbacks and you don't think you could accomplish something, but seeing all of the women on the stage, getting awards, walking through the conference, just smiling, and that is very motivational in a way. And it's just encouraging to see people be where you're trying to go. Nice to see so many women. That was just I didn't know it was so many of us in STEM, because when you go to other conferences, it's a mix. And males.
You're watching Women of Color TV.